What's up, YouTube? This is MJ's Total Off the Wellness Enrichment. Back with another video. Please support the channel by hitting the like and subscribe button, along with the bell icon to be notified when I drop videos. Today, I'm going to talk about a fighter that I watched years ago come up, and that fighter is Paul the Punisher Williams. Unfortunately, he was paralyzed in a motorcycle accident well over a decade ago. But I want to talk about Paul the Punisher Williams because a lot of course, the New Age fans don't realize how good Paul was. We are around the same age, and I just remember watching him as he came up. And my thoughts are, I would have loved to have seen Paul the Punisher Williams versus Floyd Mayweather years ago. I'm not going to say or accuse Floyd of ducking Paul Williams, but that is definitely a fight that I definitely would have loved to have seen. Because people understand, at that time, Paul Williams was a 6'2" lengthy welterweight with a high punch volume. Now, he may not have been a one-punch knockout fighter, but he had a very, very high work rate. And I just would have loved to see how would Floyd have responded against a 6'2" welterweight with a high work output. Those are just one of that's one of the fights that I definitely wish we could have got a chance to see. But also, let's be real. Paul Heyman, of course, is advised about Al Heyman, so they probably wouldn't have put that obstacle in front of Floyd, because they were building Floyd to become a mega star, so they couldn't chance putting Floyd against Paul Williams and him possibly suffering a loss. But I still just would have liked to have seen that fight, a prime Floyd Mayweather against a prime Paul Williams. Definitely. I mean, I remember Paul Williams had two fights against Sergio Martinez. The first fight, he won a controversial decision. The very next fight, Martinez had defeated him by scoring a knockout. I think the second round knockout was a knockout of the year. Because they were also talking about, Paul Williams stepping up. If he had beat Martinez, stepping up to face Kelly Pavlik for the 160-pound title. Which, even though Paul Williams was 6'2", Paul Williams was not a middleweight. He was he's very long and skinny. His frame was welterweight, junior middleweight. But I mean, he defeated Antonio Margarito when everybody was viewing Margarito as the boogeyman. I just think that a lot of these fans these days just don't know about some of these guys 15 to 20 years ago. Paul Williams also defeated Winky Wright. So when I look at Paul Williams' resume and some of the fights that he took, some of you guys now ought to be ashamed of yourselves. You really ought to be ashamed of yourselves. Paul Williams fought Sergio Martinez twice. At one point in time, Sergio Martinez was the lineal 160-pound champion. He fought and defeated Antonio Margarito. He beat Kermit Cintron, Winky Wright. He lost to Carlos Quintana, but guess what he did? 4 months later, he avenged that loss via knockout. And that's my thing with a lot of fighters now these days. You know, you don't want your get back. You guys will take a loss, and then you don't want to go ahead and get the rematch and go ahead and beat the guy. And that's why I have the respect that I do for Paul Williams and guys that came up during that time, because those guys were dogs, man. But now it's like it's a lot of the political games that a lot of boxers play, you know. And I just want to give props to Paul Williams, even though his career was cut short by that accident. You know, in my opinion, Paul Williams is a Hall of Famer. Simple as that. He was a champion, and he fought the best at the time that would fight him. But I mean, you just think about, once again, the matchup difficulties. Imagine Paul Williams, a prime Paul Williams fighting some of these welterweights today at 6'2" with a high punch volume. Boy, oh boy, I tell you, man, I tell you, you know. So once again, I just had wanted to spotlight Paul Williams, because he was one of the fighters that I followed, you know, years ago. And I just think that a lot of times, you know, with, of course, a lot of fighters, you know, they're forgotten and thrown to wayside. But on my platform, that won't happen. I have to acknowledge those guys that put in the work and were warriors. And Paul Williams was definitely a warrior, because I watched him when he fought Margarito, and he ended up winning the decision. But Margarito came on strong during the later rounds, and you know, we don't know how long Margarito had those those illegal raps. We don't know. But I do say that sometimes when you think about it in boxing, you can have a fight with a guy and it can take something out of you. Well, you're never the same anymore. You can have a fight with a guy, and although you may have won this battle, you lost the overall war because your punch resistance isn't the same. So those are things just to look at. You know, when guys go through these battles and wars, man, that punch resistance wears thin. But once again, shout out to Paul, the Punisher Williams, former welterweight champion and interim junior middleweight champion. You had a solid career, although it was cut short. But here on MJ's Total Health and Wellness in Richmond, you won't be forgotten, along with many other fighters that I will start spotlighting. Please support the channel by hitting the like and subscribe button, along with the bell icon to be notified when I drop videos. Please like, and share the videos. Peace.